Two, one, two, one. Wellness Week Live. Magnus, looking good there, buddy. Hey, don't forget, folks, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Come on.
Please do.
We're doing good. Don't forget, we're just two friends having a conversation. We're not giving any medical advice. Okay, Magnus, today's show, prescription drug plans in America. The government will soon, hopefully, or if not already, be able to negotiate prescriptions and the prices with the big pharmaceutical companies. So for the life of our country up until today, you're probably aware, that the drug companies can charge whatever the hell they want for whatever the hell drug, and we have to shut up and take it in the culo. Other countries, basically every other country on earth, their governments negotiate with the big pharmaceutical companies. So why should we in America pay more than for the same drug than the Canadians or the Mexicans or the Italians when they're paying less for the same damn drug? Like, what? So why don't the big pharmaceuticals charge them as much as they're charging us in America? So it's a good thing that these days are coming here now. And the name of the bill, I believe, is called the HR 2071 Medicare prescription drug, or the drug negotiating bill. I think it's a great idea. Magnus, in your country where you're from, the drugs, are they managed or haggled prices with the government?
Yes. Yeah, and we also have a set rule that if a doctor or anything like that prescribe a drug, and there's some kind of, like, let's call it a non-brand or a cheaper version of the same kind of effective substance in it, they will ask you at the pharmacy, hey, this is something you can get this cheaper. Here's the alternative, cheaper alternative. I mean, it has the same effect, but it's less money out of your pocket.
Yeah. Good. Well, it's funny because I don't know what American would be against this friggin' bill. You got to be out of your mind. And by the way, I own stock in these pharmaceutical companies. I mean, part of me is like, if anybody, people like myself should be against the bill because, but I mean, honestly, like, it's not even fair. I mean, I'm not going to name the companies, but the big ones, it's like, why are they paying less in Canada and we're paying for the same? Get the hell out of here, man. Go charge them more, So I think the retort to that would be, these lobbyists, well, if we can't charge all this money, then, where's the incentive for us to want to find a cure? And I don't know. You tell me, because the rest of the world's paying less money for the same damn drug. So I don't know what, like, if we were all paying the same amount of money, different story. But again, every other country on earth pays less for the same drug that us Americans are paying more for. So it doesn't, like, for instance, the big thing they were talking about, the diabetes medication, which I'm not a diabetic, so no sweat off my ass. But I mean, they're saying they can get it down to a lot of these drugs to like $20, $30 a month, where, up until recently, they were paying hundreds of dollars a month for certain diabetes drugs. So I think it's a great thing. And I think, I believe Mark Cuban, the guy from Shark Tank, has his own company now too, where he's taking a different stance on it, where he's, through his private corporation, started his own prescription drug company, essentially, that haggles prices or gets them for lower. So we're getting there, and it's necessary because, again, it's not fair that Sweden, Italy, Canada, China, Ireland, they're all paying less for the same drug.
It makes no sense at all. And also, like, how a drug price could increase over time too. I'm not talking about, like, it's just for the individual. Like, it started out with X amount of dollars. All of a sudden, it's 10 times more expensive, or even worse, and they just continue rising. I'm like, what's that all about? The person is obviously in need, and they just have to pay more and more money for it.
Yeah.
Like, so in Sweden, we have basically, you pay out of pocket up to a certain amount, then you get a bunch of discounts, and sometimes you get even certain, like, drugs and things like that for free, or medical care for free too. Right. But so out of pocket up to a certain level, and then a lot of, like, things kicks in, so it becomes cheaper. So you're not in this situation, like, if you're unhealthy, that all of a sudden you basically have to sell your house, and you have to start working like three jobs, and yeah,
Right.
it does not work like that.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of people who they don't know what the hell they're talking about, they're out to lunch. They'll be like, "Well, it's going to raise taxes." Okay. Well, if we're first off, taxes always get raised. Okay, but no problem. Let's play that game. Taxes are going to get raised if we have whatever this negotiating prices or universal health care. Again, if we're going to go into debt for anything, we should go into debt. Yeah, life and death matters. And that's a good thing to go into debt for, okay? Why don't we stop giving? We got the money because, again, I said it before, we give billions to this country, billions to that country, billions to this country, billions to that country, billions over here. But what about us, America? Like, what about our people who need the medication and can use a discount? So we have the money and taxes, schmaxes. This is life and death for so many people. And by the way, no sweat off my ass. I'm not on any medication, so it's not like I feel jealous. I'm just saying what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. And the other thing too, I'm kind of extrapolating here, but people say, well, that's why America's healthcare is the best. Stop. That's a 1980s argument. America's healthcare is good, but there are other countries just as good, if not better. I have friends of mine that are leaving America in the spring to go get medical procedures, and they got money. They could get it done here in America. I'm not going to say the country, but they're going to Europe. Okay, I have friends that have gone to Asia for healthcare coverage, and they have money. So no, the old thing, America's very good healthcare. Like at its we have great doctors and facilities, but we're not the only game in town. Sorry, folks. Sorry, plenty of people. Hold your ears. They go to Mexico for healthcare procedures, and they get great care. They go to India for healthcare procedures. So that bullshit about, well, America's the best. America's good, yes, but there's other good countries. This is not 1980 anymore. Newsflash. So it's a small world now.
Yeah, and yes, it's definitely it has changed, and I think that is something that also people like opening up their eyes a little bit more. Like there's a difference between okay, good, and excellent. Like there's a reason why certain people go abroad for certain first of all, it's either super expensive or there might not even be allowed, or that you're allowed to do those procedures in certain countries. So yeah, I mean, and to each their own. I mean, if I have the finances to go wherever I want in the world, to whatever, like specialist, super doctor, of course, feel free to do it. But I mean, we're still talking about protecting the people in your own country. And I mean, like, whatever happens, hopefully people will never need any drug at all in the rest of their lifetime, right? But if they do, it would be nice to have that rule that it doesn't break the bank,
Yeah, and this is America. We every other country who's a world power has prescription negotiated prices with their government, and we're going to get that here. It's coming very soon, and it's a good thing. So, and again, America has excellent healthcare, but other countries also have excellent healthcare, and we need to get on par with how they bill and how they, ask their citizens to pay. So it's like you said earlier, you shouldn't have to lose your house, and that's for real. People losing their homes, people losing their retirement accounts for medication, like what? No way, man. So these days are going to be quickly gone, thank God. And the other thing I want to say is, you would agree with me, I know, folks, I would say most of the medications that we're on as a society, we don't need to be on. Okay. Most of the time, we can take care of ourselves. We don't have to be on cholesterol meds. We don't have to be on blood pressure meds. We don't have to be on, these, antipsychotics. I'm not saying all the time, but I would say 8 out of 10 times. I think most Americans don't have to be on most of the medications we're on. I get it. You have, God forbid, terminal cancer or, bacterial meningitis. In fact, understood. You got to go on medication. But I'm just saying a lot of the meds that we're on as a society, we can, by eating better, by getting therapy, by exercise, can mitigate or take away a lot of those pills that you're on. What do you think, Magnus, right?
Again, and here's just my mindset. Trying to consume as few drugs as possible should be people's priority, not eating as many as possible.
Right. Right.
So, and like you said, I like to argue that both physical activity and nutrition and lifestyle, I mean, those things are all should also be considered as some type of medicine, or at least should we call help with whatever issues you're having, health issues you're having.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is, you have to change mindset too, that you're not going to be able to like swim in soda and eat garbage all day and, you know, stress out and like just lying on your couch doing like whatever, you know, stressing out about the whole world. I mean, we have to do better than that, and we have to help each other to do better than that too. You know, we're in this together.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this plan coming up from our government is a great plan, and I hope it passes Congress. We need it a lot. So that's it. Hey, everyone, thank you. Magnus, anything else before we sign off? Thank you.
Good topic, and it's interesting. Hopefully, we can come with an update and talk about this more down the road.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Magnus, everybody, thank you. Check back in. A lot of great shows coming up. Thank you, everybody.